Who's the secret person doing the recap?
I am.
What a shocker.
You did a great job last week.
Ravioli. Whoa. Wait.
Now there's one person that gets to do it this week. And if we're all ready to go, Zar, it's all you, buddy.
Whoa. You didn't ask me the question yet.
No wonder Matt was like, hey, why don't you do it, Corey?
No,
Wait.
I'm not nervous to do it at all.
Oh,
I didn't say the question yet. You had to ask me. I never get to say it.
All right, yeah. Midas, you can tell Zar he has to recap. Go ahead, you tell him.
Yeah, it's gonna be low.
All right, Zar, go ahead and roll. Let's see.
Shit.
All right, you get to do it.
I feel like Doreen right now on Wisdom Saves.
That's awesome.
All right. So, last time, we were looking to find Daisy, the people that took her, because the that cart guy sucks. One of the men had a skull-shaped tattoo on his face from the Omen. His name was Lugo. So we kind of found him. We walked through the woods. Koshka had the balls to just, walk up to him while we were trying to plan and talk to the guy talk to the gangster. Midas turned into the Whisperer, just because, why not? I wrote down, because of my genius plan, they released the girl and run away. Oh man, my notes sucked last time. The girl wants to be. So yeah, we talked to the Omen and stuff like that. We get some information. Midas does his thing where he bees badass and he tries to copy the Whisperer, and he takes the money from the guy, and the guy is probably gonna tell on us. So the girl's like really nervous and stuff like that, and she wants to be taken back to her uncle. We don't understand why. He's not that great of a guy. Zahar put a magic mouth trigger on the rug salesman's cart so that they won't steal it anymore. We enter Dunblane. The defenses have been upgraded. The paladins of Admit have been moved in and set up in the town, so they're protecting it from after the crazy accident from session 2. Jurek meets with us and explains what has happened since we last were here. Zar and Drag head toward the group of paladins coming into town, so we try to go meet with the what was his name? Captain Leopold. No, that's not Leopold.
Yeah.
Was it Leopold?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it was Leopold. Yeah, okay, there it is. Next sentence. Yeah. So we meet Leopold on the march outside of town. Leopold tells us that Grezzo tells us to talk to Grezzo and the occurrences that have been happening, and let him know about the occurrences. Me and Drag have a flirting contest with Commander Leopold. I definitely won. He carried me back. He's my man. We receive a paper bird. We receive a paper bird from Corey telling us to come to Vrento. Let's see. We take a long rest at the respite, and then we go meet with Grezzo. He's a bald old man with a big beard. We tell him about the dragons. We ask him about the hole in the Dunmos Woods. We ask him if he can give us any more information. He gives us a letter to go talk to Councilman Corin Lankris in Vrento to get more information about the occurrences and about Stellaris and stuff like that. He also told us to go to the Voneth Institute to look more into that. And yeah, that's all I got.
Beautiful. Indeed, all those things did happen last time. So you guys were just setting out to head towards Vrento, leaving Dunblane behind, and it's a very lovely day outside. It's been, you guys had been up to SoundCloud Island, and time had passed a little bit faster up there than what you originally thought. And so it's probably been about like 7-ish days since you've last come to Vrento. but you still have a little bit of a couple days travel to get there. It takes about 2 days to get from Dunblane to Vrento. So as we're walking, it's a very, like I said, very lovely day outside. Sunny, couple of clouds in the sky, nice gentle breeze coming off of the Vrento lake. And just as we're kind of walking, Aladrian, since you last came to Vrento, you've gone through quite the emotional roller coaster. You've reunited with your parents after more than a decade apart. You had the chance to get your sea legs again after a chance encounter with Wendina and the Tiratania out on the open seas, and you've traveled to your ancestral home of Soundcloud Island and met the creator of your people, and in the process, you even helped Midas get the serpent's coil off of his arm. What do you think Aladrian is thinking about after finally having a little bit of time to like decompress and reflect on things?
What am I thinking about? Well, I'm from... Geez, I don't know. Probably thinking about something like, where my brother is, Zephyr, and wondering if he's ever going to know the things that I know about the Terramore. Because he's not of age yet, I don't think, right? Because he's supposed to wait. But
Yep.
like being that guy, you know, that didn't know and then left and then wondering. So now I have a secret that I can tell my like, ooh. So I'm wondering about that because, you know, keeping a secret has not always been my biggest strength. But that is okay. What else am I thinking about? Thinking about my family. My mother and my father for the first time that it's been for me to see them in long time. So wondering, you know, how are they going to be now that apparently they've been safe this whole time, but it was still a nerve-wracking thing to have them come back, and so wondering about them. What else am I wondering about? What about my feeling? I'm feeling a little bit more confident about who I am as a person, right? Being able to meet the soupy meat and meeting all of the rest of the Breezeleaf, you know, people, understanding who they are and what they do, not just becoming more of them, but ingesting more of them as well. But you know, feeling a little bit more confident just about who I am, that type of thing. But yeah, that's about it, I think, for now, maybe.
Awesome. Perfect. So you guys, once again, you know, there's not anything out of the ordinary as you guys are walking down, and it's a very peaceful day. No carts on the side of the road needing assistance, no forest creatures coming after you, no dragons in the sky, anything like that. So, you know, it's just kind of a time to a little bit of like reflection in the craziness that you guys have been through over the last couple of days. This is a nice change of pace, and you're making quite good time as you walk. Drag, since your chance encounter with the Mighty Ducks, you've gone to experience things you've never thought possible compared to the life you were living just a few months ago. A life of helping your parents mend clothing day by day, compared to the life of freedom and fun that comes with being an adventurer. Nothing holding you back, being able to be who you want to be, expressing your true self as you've seen fit, winning drag shows in Onagas, sailing the open seas, falling for miles down from an island in the sky. How is Drag feeling about her life as an adventurer, and what else does she think is out there to see? What does Drag want to see?
Drag definitely wants more challenges. She's really excited to get back into her next fight. She's like, weapons are way better than any kind of thing that she's done before, and she likes to play with them all the time and constantly swings them around when she's just regularly walking And if not, she's doing them in her head, trying to practice and make sure that her next swings are always dead on. Yeah, she's like more blood and mayhem, and she's excited.
Feeling a little bit bloodthirsty? Is that what you're telling me?
You know, sometimes, yeah.
Is there anything that, aside from violence or anything like that, that she's interested in seeing, or is just kind of exploring, Stellaris and all of its secrets enough for her?
Yeah, seeing everything. She wants to just experience and feel everything. And if we can get some fighting in there, it's just a wonderful bonus for every experience.
And, even though you've only been with these people for maybe a couple of weeks at this point, and you've learned about their adventure, you've learned about, what their goals are, you've encountered the types of enemies that the Crimson Moon, has put forward against you guys, and so far they haven't gotten the better of you, but has Dreg ever given any thought to, what's she going to do after all this is said and done?
No, she's pretty sure that she's going to be doing this for the rest of her life. She feels it may have been only a couple weeks, and it feels like a lifetime, and she's excited to spend as many lifetimes as she can doing exactly this.
Awesome. Beautiful. All right, perfect. So, yeah, you guys just continue on. It's about midday at this point. You're making great time. You've been on your feet for a few hours at this point, and you all kind of take a little break, set up a little campfire, have yourselves a little bit of lunch, and you can't help but feel a little bit excited the fact that you're going to be reunited with your friend Kore and all of her good food that she prepares for you guys on the regular. You've definitely been missing out on that for the last probably week or so. So as you guys are just kind of huddled around the campfire here, is there anything you guys need to talk about or discuss? Future plans, anything like that?
I'm not really one for planning. So,
I mean,
no.
You planned a pretty good, trip up to SoundCloud Island. That was fun.
It wasn't like an on-purpose plan. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, hey guys, let us go up here and do the thing. It's more like, hey, let's follow my dad to a platform that we didn't know about, and then boom, we're there. But yeah.
But that was like your future plan, so like you've been playing that since you were like a little kid. That's pretty impressive.
Okay. I mean, I'll take it. No, I don't think so. What is it we have to talk about?
Well, I, for one, have never been to Vrento. Is
Really?
there any places that you feel like we have to see, that you guys have to show me? I'm excited to travel.
I mean, Vrento's a pretty big city. I guess we can stop by my studio. We can get you out of those rags. That's the first thing I think we should do.
Oh, I would love a new outfit. Do you think we could maybe look into some of the improvements you thought about for Pippi earlier on?
Maybe.
More breathable, I think, was the important thing, and something about the area of the crotch for his outfit. My apologies for using that word.
I remember.
Right.
But yeah, something other than what you're wearing would probably be the best, especially going to be hanging around in Vrento, at least me and Zar, we're pretty popular here, and I can't have someone walking near me, even if you're within like a 10 feet range of me, looking like that. But it's okay. Easy fix.
I appreciate this. I am going to take that as not an insult, but in fact, an opportunity to get new clothes. So that's how I'm... Okay, yeah, that's how I'm going to think about it. You said Zar is well known in Vrento as well?
Yeah, his family owns a business there.
Yeah, my dad owns a hotel, And then my mom owns a bookstore and also went to the college there. Yeah.
Oh, wow. You've quite a lot of things going on in Vrento, Zar. You must be excited to go back.
Yeah, I miss my parents, especially my mom. But also, I think you look fine. You don't have to change if you don't want to. Don't listen to Midas.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Zar. I am kind of dressed for the desert. So it might be nice to at least have one change of clothes, you know, in case we go somewhere fancy for dinner or something, you know?
That's true. That's true.
But I really appreciate you saying that, Zar. That's very kind of you.
Of course, anytime.
Yeah, Koshka's showing off a lot of midriff in her current outfit.
It's hot in Onagas. There's a lot of sand, okay?
And as you're kind of talking with Midas a little bit, about the new clothing and stuff for Pippi, Pippi just very much actively chewing at the crotch portion that bothers him so. So you guys kind of finish up your lunch there, and you set back out on the open road here, and once again making fantastic time. But Koshka, you learned of the Mighty Ducks when their exploits were put on display in the Feast or Famine, and since then you've worked hard to find them and prove yourself to them as an adventurer and an ally. With what you've experienced thus far with the Ducks, defending yourself against the protectors of the forest, traveling to SoundCloud Island and battling a mythical creature there, and coming back down to Stellaris and battling wyverns, how does Koshka feel about her decisions to link up with the team, and does she feel any kind of trepidation about what's to come?
Don't forget to take out the trash can.
I think that Koshka is kind of excited and kind of feels like she's fulfilling exactly what Uncle Sapphire told her to do, which is go out and adventure. And then also, I don't think she feels too much trepidation. I feel like she thinks she wasn't expecting to feel as connected to these people as she does feel. I think she's a little bit nervous about meeting Kore. Because, she's the new one. What if Kore doesn't like her? And she's like, she's holding on to this like recipe that she got for her up on SoundCloud Island, just hoping that will make her like her. And like, she's very socially awkward and doesn't always know exactly what to do, but she already values Corey very highly, so and obviously everybody else does too, so she's just following their lead. I think she's kind of excited, but interested to see like the unknown, to see like their whole dynamic once Corey's back in the group, and then she can tell her about that guy that she made sure was in jail and that she saved money to get them out if they needed to. Yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it. So you guys travel for the remainder of the day, and you've made this trek before, albeit many weeks ago at this point. And the sun begins to set. And you guys decide to make camp, and you guys go to you guys stumble upon that familiar little fountain that you guys had battled the harpies so long ago, and where Eladrin very surgically removed the vocal cords of one of the harpies from. There's maybe just one or two people that are sitting around this fountain, filling up their canteens and things like that. But you guys approach them, and these two just seem like, kind of plain commoners, a man and a woman, maybe in their early 30s or something like that. They're just kind of nod at you, and you can see them setting up a little 2-person tent nearby this this water fountain, and you guys kind of decide that this is probably a good area to take a little rest for the night before continuing your journeys tomorrow to Vrento.
Do you think we should tell them about the harpies?
You think there are any left after we have defeated them?
Maybe you should play the
left-
lute and the vocal cords will scare them away.
Scare the harpies away, or maybe it will call them close. Either way, maybe I should. All right, we're already in that space, right?
Yeah, you guys are kind of getting yourselves ready. However you guys get ready for camp. Someone's grabbing some firewood, someone's setting up some bedrolls, some spaces, a campfire, things like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. In that case, I do think I'm just gonna start, playing my lute. Whatever comes out of it.
Go ahead and roll performance.
And I don't think that I don't think I'm really, trying to use the powers of the lute, just to kind of let the people around know that it's here.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely, you play a very lovely tune, and what's kind of the tone of the song that you're looking to play?
A song of caution, a song of warning, a song of defeat, a cautionary tale of triumph.
What are the lyrics to this song?
Beware in the heights of the trees whenever you are sleeping. Beware in the night whenever you are looking up at the sky. But those aren't really birds. They are angels of death. They are called harpies. They are called harpies. They are called harpies, and they will swipe down and eat your soul unless you pray to me, Eladrian, the god of all harpy song. No, I'm just kidding about that last part. That's not real. I'm not the god of harpies. But be careful.
You see the couple, the guy peeks his head out of their two-person tent, and he's looking up towards the night sky, just kind of looking around, making sure there's nothing in there, and then he kind of looks over to you and just slowly retreats back into his tent and ties a rope in front of it to kind of tie down the two flaps, so the tent is sealed.
Perfect.
What would be really funny?
No.
We should get Midas to be a harpy and go mess with them.
We should turn Midas into a harpy?
Yeah.
In order to mess with the couple? I don't hate this idea. But we are the ducks. We are the mighty ducks. We do not cause panic. We are relief. We save the people from the panic.
True, but we do cause, funny situations.
I also think in some situations we/you guys might have caused a little bit of panic, maybe here and there. So it is kind of on brand. I support it.
Maybe we do cause a little panic.
I love chaos.
All right.
Okay, so that's 3 for chaos.
Well, Midas,
No,
can you turn into a harpy?
I'm not doing that.
But the question is, can you do it?
No, that's not how it works.
You can't turn into a harpy because you're not good enough.
That's
Right? You're saying that you cannot do it because you do not have the power?
that is not what I'm saying.
You are saying I am too weak. I Midas too weak. I cannot do it.
I know what you're doing, and it won't work this time.
But it's true, right?
No.
Prove it.
Prove it.
Show me that it is not true. Turn into a harpy if you can do it. I do not believe you can.
Prove it.
I do not
Stop
believe
it.
you can do it.
I'm not doing it.
You know,
That's because you cannot do it. Because you cannot do it. That's why you can't do it. That is okay. Just tell me you can't do it. Admit it. I, the Great Midas, cannot turn into a harpy. I am not powerful enough. My clothes are only subpar.
I feel like you're adding things to it now.
Maybe.
None of that is true, though. I just the
Oh, but
spell
so
does
you
not
can-
work that way.
So you can turn into a harpy.
What part of the spell does not work that way? Do you not understand? How about you
What?
do it? Oh,
So
what,
I'm
you can't
asking
do
you.
it? Oh, I guess
I
you're not that
didn't-
good at music, huh?
You think music allows me to turn into people?
I know somebody who can do that.
Kind of. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know.
So you're not
But I'm
that
just
good,
saying. Maybe. Maybe I'm not.
It sucks.
It is
for
fine.
you, huh?
No.
I think it does.
No. Fine. You can pretend that all you want.
you
There
know,
is no pretend.
Rogue Magazine says that harpies are in. So
Rogue face.
They said that 3 years ago, Czar. I get monthly editions of Vogue magazine.
well, my mom gets weekly editions, okay, in our bookstore, and I guess that was 3 years ago that I worked there. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Now I got done trying to be assholes.
No.
No.
I do have a question about Eladrian's harp. Is
I
it a
don't
harp?
think you want to answer to that.
Well, I was just wondering what happens if you play your harp to the harpies.
Well, I'm not really sure. I have not played it to the harpies before, so it's one of two things will happen. One, they will be scared of it and they will fly away because they are like, "Oh my god, those are the vocal cords of a harpy that I am hearing, but not from a harpy. That is scary. We must leave here." Or they will be attracted to it and they will say, "Ooh, that sounds great. I want to go over there and I want to find out what is playing this harp, sounding like a harpy that is not a harpy." And they must find it out. Well, so one of those two things will happen.
Oh,
Probably.
Maybe.
okay. Just checking.
That's probably it. So they will either come or they will go.
What if it is accidentally playing a mating song? You know, that could be uncomfy.
Or a lot of fun.
Really
What?
funny.
What?
I don't know. Have you ever had a mating song with a harpy?
Have I ever heard one?
I have not.
I cannot say I have even seen a harpy in real life.
You don't want to.
I feel like you're right on this one, Midas. I don't think I want to.
Whoa.
I tend to be.
No, I'm going to give you this one though, but that's okay. Okay.
All right.
I still think that Midas. Okay, how cool would it be if Midas did hypothetically turn into the vision of a harpy? Okay, you don't have to, Midas. I'm just saying. And then Eladrian played the harpy harp. Is that what it's called? I feel like I'm calling it the wrong thing.
It's a lute still. I mean, it's
A lute.
the
A lute.
yeah, it's a lute. It's a lute of the harpy.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It isn't. No offense taken.
We could essentially create our own harpy in
Yeah.
cases of emergency, I suppose.
So you're saying
See?
that we should cut up more harpies and create a harpy? Is that what you're saying?
No. I
No
mean,
more cutting harpies. Oh my
Like if-
god, Czar.
or preferably things, although I'm not
That's
so
what
sure
Koshka said.
I thought I was saying that Midas would look like one and then we have the sound of one. But I
Franken
mean,
harpy.
like a Franken harpy, in case we ever need to lure harpies or convince somebody that we are. I'm not sure how that would
Yeah.
come into play.
It will. It will come into play all the time. Obviously, there's harpies all around the land. Everyone is always worried about the harpy. Because the harpy is scary. It is the best idea.
There's only one problem with this plan. I cannot
No,
turn
there's
into
not.
a harpy.
I don't believe you.
Is that, may I ask, is that because you can only turn into other, like, people? that you have seen?
No, we have to have the same amount of limbs. I can't create limbs to disguise, basically.
How many?
Okay, so pretend I've never seen a harpy before. You have to. How many limbs does a harpy have?
Well, they have wings. I cannot create wings out of thin air.
Oh.
Yeah, but you can make a wing jacket. You know, I thought you were a costume designer.
I don't have enough time nor the resources to make a wing jacket, and I'm not I'm a fashion designer. It's a big difference.
Oh,
Then Zar could make you fly.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh my god. We could essentially turn Midas into a harpy. I don't know why we're doing this anymore, but this would be we have all of the tools in case it becomes necessary.
The more I talk about this, the more I hate it.
That's a great idea.
Feathers, and we can glue it to Midas. That'd probably work too.
They have feathers? Man, I need to see what the harpy looks like.
Well,
it's
we're
not
going to
waffle.
create one.
I don't
turn
need
Midas
feathers,
into a harpy.
Unless it's ostrich feathers, I am sorry.
Ooh,
Is that ostrich?
Only ostrich
So
feathers. Everything else is too cheap.
What is an ostrich?
Big bird.
Oh. A big bird.
They eat people like you and people who ask too many questions.
Oh, that
You
sounds
should be scared.
terrifying. I am.
Yes, very terrifying. You need to
Okay.
be shaking in fear.
Which should I be more afraid of, the harpy or the ostrich?
Ostrich harpies.
Probably the harpy. The ostrich cannot fly.
We actually have a harpy ostrich in the Golden Loom in Vrento. So just keep that in mind next time you piss me off.
I
Harpy
would love for you
ostrich.
to try to feed me to a giant bird, but that's okay. I will play along and say I am so scared. Please don't feed me to the ostrich.
Perfect.
Okay.
The giant bird.
So are you guys terrorizing this poor innocent couple, or what are you doing?
There was a couple? I thought we just were talking about harpies. I didn't even know anyone was there.
Yeah, just trying to terrorize somebody.
This was the whole idea for it.
I honestly didn't catch that and thought we were just trying to turn him into a harpy for some reason. No, let's not do that.
The reason is to terrify two innocent people. For fun, for kicks.
No, we are on the mission to go fetch the beautiful bunny. So let us go.
All right. All right.
And we'll do that casual, hello, head nod, little wave as we walk by.
They zip up their tent.
Yeah, they've been zipped up. Very blatantly overhearing your guys' conversation. They just haven't said anything because it's quite loud.
That's so Canadian of you. Hello, how's it going?
Yep, I say that to literally everyone I pass on the street too. So it's me in real life.
I'm not gonna be a fucking harpy.
It's like all this harpy talk immediately after Eladrin sings the harpy song and how they'll come and kill everyone if not for him.
Not for me.
Well, if Midas is not turning into a harpy, then Zar will summon Bert and hey Book, got an idea.
Ooh, I love your ideas.
To terrorize them?
What?
Huh?
We're gonna terrorize them?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's not.
Book, hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so this was Midas' idea. He wants to turn into a harpy, but then he doesn't want to turn into a harpy.
That's not my idea.
It was his idea. But what I want you to do is a floating head. Just go and do the cold ghostly thing where you just go say boo to the people inside the tent.
So let me get this straight. You want me to float in through their tent and terrorize these poor people that are just living their life?
You're not going to terrorize them. It's just this is practice for the real world. They should have came prepared, and we're just going to help them. Like the Mighty Ducks do, we help.
Okay, whatever you say, buddy.
Trust me. Look, trust me.
You've never let me down before.
Oh no.
And I never will.
All right, so How fast? Do you want me to like go in slow? Do you want me to just fly in there real fast and scare them real quick like?
Yeah, do like a little like drive-by. That'd be freaking hilarious.
Oh God.
All right, here I go. And you see Book. He does a zigzag pattern for some reason. He just and then this is all before he even gets to the tent. And then he flies through the tent, through the side of the tent, and in and out really quick. And you see him emerge on the other side of the tent, but you don't hear any yells or anything from inside the tent. So Book kind of looks back to you, and just telepathically, you hear him say, "I'm going in again." And he zooms through, and he stays in there for a little bit longer. And then he comes out on the other side, and then he kind of gets a little bit, slowly retreats back to you, Czar. And he says, they were getting up to some adult activities in there.
Oh.
Oh my God, you just scarred poor Book.
Oh, Book. I guess instead of us teaching them a lesson, you got taught a lesson today?
I've never seen so much skin.
Oh God.
Do you want me to try again?
No. Just get back in the book. It's okay. Just
okay.
Forget everything you saw.
I'm gonna need to reflect on this for a while.
I understand. I'm sorry.
Reflect on.
Look, it was better for him to go in than I guess for Midas, you know?
That would have been hilarious if Midas went in, to be honest.
I do not agree.
Any other dastardly plans you guys have cooked up?
No.
Nope.
So as you all are all getting kind of settled in for the night, before you head to sleep, is there anything anybody wants to do?
I do. Midas is gonna whip out the handy dandy hideaway thingy. And he's gonna look to the rest of the party and goes, how much do I like y'all tonight? I don't. Hideaway. And here activate their little home.
And as
Midas, what if I offer you 5 good berries next time we're in a fight and you're low on health?
I can hear myself. he like unlocks the door. Ta. Don't let the harpies get you.
Can I just peek in? I just want to know what it looks like. I promise I won't. I prefer to sleep outside, to be honest.
That's true. You've never been inside, have you?
I just
You never will.
It's like that. It's like a scene from like a holiday movie where it's like you're like the little orphan kid on the outside, and you look inside, and it's like beautiful like interiors, like a warm fireplace. There's just beautiful trees or beautiful like decorations and stuff like that in the house.
I have a good idea. Who has prestidigitation? Can someone prestidigit? I can't say the word. Is that the right word? Prestidigitation?
Yes.
Yeah. Can someone cast that so it's like it looks like it's snowing right outside the window and I pretend shiver?
I shoot. So I'll shoot out some snow right on top of you.
Get back here. It looks cold. And then we're both like shaking and shivering, even though we're not actually cold, but we're trying to sell it for Midas.
Midas somehow found a rope and he's like tying it around himself. He's like looking out the window at the fake snow. He's like, He walks away, closes the curtain.
Okay, well, thanks anyways, Eladrian. I'm sure I'll see it eventually. That was a fun plan.
We tried.
We did. That was a pretty good effort, if I do say so myself.
It was very convincing.
He has a heart of stone, that one.
Stone, like marble.
feel like marble's too fancy. Like
Too fancy? I mean,
like rock.
Yeah, like a sand, like a limestone.
Yes.
Yeah, like kind of porous, kind of like
hardened by years of pressure.
Yeah, nobody really likes it. Or, like,
yeah,
kind of weird looking.
Yes, this is the material of Midas's heart. I think.
Yeah, rough to the touch, woof, and not very soft.
Yes.
Little abrasive, if you know what I mean.
Abrasive is a good word for that. But I mean, rocks under pressure create, well, specifically, I think it's coal under pressure creates diamonds. But I mean, not in this case. Just create an asshole.
So just create harder rock.
I suppose so. And then she kind of curls up next to Pippi outside in their normal little curl up ball of sleeping fluff.
Look, technically, diamond is the hardest rock, so sorry, I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. It was just,
You are right. Are you a geologist as well?
I've studied rocks here and there.
I believe it, Czar. I think you are very intelligent. You have a wealth of knowledge.
Thanks, I went to college.
Yeah, that would do it, I think. I don't even think I went to school. I think I was just at the trading post and, lots of life lessons.
So wait, so your uncle what did he teach you? If you didn't did you learn arithmetic and spelling and stuff like that?
I learned how to count from the change at the till at the outpost, and I learned to read by reading the products on the shelves and in the inventory. But aside from that, the outside world, I don't know too much. Only what I have subsequently learned from people coming in and out of the trading post and those I have met in Onagas. Which I don't think I have learned too much from the people in Onagas, if you catch my drift.
Who was your favorite? Out of all the people that came in, who was the one person you were like, hey, I want to be like you one day? The most eccentric.
The most eccentric. Well, there are some people whose names I forget currently, but I spent a lot of time with them that taught me Draconic and his human wife. They own the tavern there, I think. DM, help me out.
Was it Narprax?
Narprax. And his wife... I'm going to call her
Narpraxia.
Elise. No. No. But I learned a lot about animals and how to care for them and treat them from Narprax with his sea snakes. I was not ready for this conversation. Can you tell?
His desert lizard.
Yes, the desert lizards. Goldie was my favorite, really.
Yeah, Goldie was pretty cool. That was Corey's favorite too.
You've met Goldie?
Yeah, he's the one that took us across the White Sand Sea to Onagas.
Oh my goodness, he is a peach and he is so fast. Definitely my favorite.
Yeah, we tried to buy him, but he wouldn't give him to us.
Well, I can see why. That is his animal. But if you ever want to go visit, we can always go stay with my Uncle Sapphire. We can say hello to Goldie. I'm sure he won't mind.
I actually never met your uncle. I think that'd be pretty fun.
Okay, yeah, he's not always the best with the other people. That's why I ran the front cash for a lot of the time I was there. But, he's okay, and he has a place we can stay, most likely for free, so...
Is he also a cat person?
A tabaxi? Yes, he is.
Sorry, that's what I meant. It's okay. I don't know if that was offensive.
I honestly, I don't know a lot about the world. I don't know if that was offensive. I don't care.
Look, they used to call me a horn boy all the time. And I don't know. That kind of made me feel bad.
Sounds offensive. It does. Yeah. Is that offensive?
I think so.
Okay. Well, I won't be calling you that, okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome. What do they call a nice gentleman like you normally, aside from that awful name?
Oh, I'm a tiefling.
Well, tiefling.
Yeah.
That's a fun word to say.
So is tabaxi.
Oh, I'm glad we agree.
All right, good night.
Good night.
All right, so you guys get settled in as Midas gets this nice, comfortable bed on the inside of the hideaway, and the rest of you just unfurl your bedrolls, find the softest patch of ground, and get yourselves all sort of nuzzled up underneath the night sky. Midas, as you're going into your trance, you once again hear the familiar voice of the Serpent's Coil kind of reaching out to you, asking to be worn again, asking you to put it on one more time, just one more. All you need is one more time. Go ahead and make me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma?
At advantage. Wait, actually, what did we do last time? Intelligence? You do intelligence. At advantage.
Just do everything.
See it, I'll do it all.
Oh, snap.
I'm very intelligent. Yes.
So while you're in your trance, you're able to focus your mind and push out the sound of the Serpent's Coil as you hear the voice fade away into nothingness. And what once was kind of like a fleeting pain and tingling sensation in your hand every time the Serpent's Coil spoke to you, you feel it once again be pushed down, and that sensation is avoided completely. So everyone is able to sleep quite well during the night, and you guys begin to wake up one at a time and begin to complete the rest of your journey to Vrento. So getting up in the morning, once again, another gorgeous day. It's always nicer towards the center of Stellaris. The weather is always pristine here, like a very cool but slightly warm spring day. It's just kind of that perfect temperature where it's not too hot, not too cold. And you guys continue along. You can see the city of Vrento in the distance. You're not too far away from it. Still a couple hours of a journey on foot. And Zara, as you continue along the journey with the Mighty Ducks as one of the chosen, there have been lots of developing events since you left Vrento, but the one that sticks out the most in your mind is the revived Kalinar that you encountered down in the tunnels, created by Sumida the Exalted to get to SoundCloud Island. You hate to admit it, but somewhere in your wizard brain there's some curiosity as to how this feat was accomplished, especially since you feel like your knowledge of magic is growing with the awakening of your book. Although you still aren't sure how a consciousness got into your book anyhow, but what's going through Zara's mind as you head back to your hometown?
I think just a lot of like growing, and we've seen a lot more of the world. Got to sail, which was fun. Got to be on an island that floated above Stellaris, which was awesome. And then just like knowing that he's about to see his mom, and knowing that seeing the magic that, or witnessing the magic that brought Kalinar back, maybe that's something he could explore if his mom ever passed. I know it's not the same, but I think having his mom around, period, no matter if she was living like that or living at all. So kind of like a sad, more solemn thought that he doesn't want to think about too hard.
But you gotta kind of keep all your options open, basically, right?
Exactly.
Fair enough. And you guys just kind of continue walking. Once again, quite open countryside. There's gorgeous fields of farming taking place on your left, and you guys are still getting. You're pretty close to completely passing the Vrento Lake. You're still kind of on the outskirts of the city, and Midas, you probably had the hardest time since before leaving Vrento, as the last leg of this journey has been about getting the serpent's coil off of you. And sometimes you activated the coil on your own volition, but other times its influence had overpowered you. But not only that, but you've been dealing with the burdens of leadership slightly ever since Corey left. Slightly. But now you're free from the coil thanks to Samita the Exalted, and with your mind finally cleared, what's something that Midas feels like he needs to refocus his attention on? And is there anything that he's been putting to the wayside while you dealt with the Serpent's Coil's magical influence?
Yeah, I guess he's just thinking about what's like his real reason for going off on this adventure with the rest of the crew. Like, yeah, saving the world is always a good motivator, but not for everybody. And it wasn't his true motivator. So it's just he's just trying to reconnect with the fact that he is a tailor. He is one of the best tailors. And the world deserves to know that. He's been all over Stellaris. And he needs to, keep reminding people that he is that guy, and his work is something to die for and to buy. So now that he, doesn't have something that's going to, infect him and potentially kill him, he can, focus more on his work. Especially now that they're going back to Vrento for who knows how long. He can at least see his studio again, which has always been his center point. So
for sure. And I mean, you've definitely made some connections here and there. Like in Onagas, you kind of have a nice I guess sort of like supplies for materials and things of that nature. So you've definitely made some connections that you probably wouldn't have if you just stuck in Vrento the entire time. And now it's kind of the thought process of how you can apply that and, make your name known and make it stick out more so than just being a member of the Golden Loom. Like, how can I make the name Midas Valdov stick out from the already prestigious Golden Loom? And you guys, after another couple of hours of traveling, you eventually arrive at the southern gate of Vrento. Before you'd seen people kind of lining up to get into the city, but at this point, it's pretty clear and open. There are a couple of the Vrento guard that are just standing on the outside as a form of security. And as you guys walk towards the gates, they stop you and just say, "Halt! What is your business in Vrento?"
We live here. I am Midas Valdov for the Golden Loom. And this is Zaratel of the Tell family. We're residents of Vrento, and these are our guests.
Ah, perfect.
Yes.
Very nice, very nice. Of course, well, come on in. And the gate opens up for you guys, and you all enter into the large city of Vrento. Entering into the city, the sights, sounds, and aromas that envelop the city are a warm welcome to most of you, while for others, it's their first time here. The busy central market is full of citizens of many races, and you can hear a lot of them chattering about the weather, the quality of produce as they sell their goods, and various other kinds of small talk mixed amongst the sound of musical instruments playing. So Koshka, as you walk in, what is something you feel, is going on? Like, what's kind of your initial impression?
Well, I think that you would be impressed with how big the buildings are and how like friendly and like beautiful music is playing and all of these beautiful stores, because what she's used to in Onagas, which is a smaller, dustier, dirtier kind of criminal hive of activity, is nothing like this beautiful, well-kept city where it's just beautiful the second you walk in. You know, it's very inviting, very exciting, things she's never experienced. So she's just kind of like looking around in like wonder and like tapping Pippi on the top of the head, being like, oh my gosh, look at that, look at that, look at that. And she's just like super excited about it.
And as you kind of walk through the crowds of people, you see a lot of people kind of, you know, not only getting out of the way of Drag, who's, you know, kind of sticks out quite prominently, but they also, you know, jump out of the way of Pippi, because, you know, they probably haven't seen a big old badger just walking around.
She's gonna lean over to Pippi and say, now Pippi, don't you pay them any mind. You walk with confidence, okay? They'll be fine. They don't have to be scared of you, you know. You just look happy and you walk with confidence, okay? It's going to be okay.
Pippi sticks its chin up and just kind of walks proudly as a badger can.
That's my boy.
As you guys are walking into the city, where do you guys want to go?
Did Corey tell us where to meet her?
She did not, but you guys do have mythical artifacts that you want to get rid of as soon as you can.
That is very true.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, what are these things? Didn't you say we had to drop something off here? You guys never really went into detail.
Yes. Our adventure actually started here. There's multiple artifacts that we, you know, had, and we've just been dropping them off here every now and then. And we actually have one of those artifacts right now. So we need to head to the Crimson Sun Temple.
Oh, okay. Well, you lead the way, and I will follow.
I mean, you have no other choice. You haven't been here before.
Should we bring her with us? You think that, Master?
Oh,
I don't say that like you can't come with us, but like, is it? You think you'd be okay with that?
Oh, now you're asking my opinion on having her around?
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. I like having her around. It's just like, I don't know. Think the Crimson Sun is okay?
With it, I honestly did not even kind of think about that. I would not be able to go with you. So if you want, I can walk to the general area, and then if necessary, I can wait outside and stand guard or something.
Of course you can come. Of course you can come. It does not matter. It is all right. If there's any problem, we will tell them that they are part of the ducks, and it is the ducks that has brought this artifact to them, and it is the ducks that are bringing it to them because they did it together. Together we will bring it, and we are the ducks together. We are a flock, the flock of ducks.
Maybe they can christen her as a chosen like the rest of us. Oh, maybe Drag too.
Maybe.
I think that's how chosen works, but
well, Midas, do you know what the root word of chosen is? You choose, aka we were chosen.
And they weren't. So, your point.
Well, but now we, as chosen, have chosen. So like, they are our chosen, aka chosen.
Ipso facto.
Double
chosen. Chosen squared.
I like it.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
I am honored to be the chosen's chosen, so thank you very, very much. And so is Pippi, aren't you, Pippi?
See, honored.
Pippi nods.
Wait, so since you're chosen by the chosen, that means you can choose Pippi, who will be a chosen of the chosen of the chosen.
Y'all are ridiculous.
That works. We just want to add the other level to it. He can't be chosen by you. That's okay. I will choose him. But...
You know, I would love to, but you know, it'd be cooler. That's like Triple C.
Okay.
Know? That could be his new nickname, Pippi the Triple C.
I love it.
He shall
okay.
forever be known.
I feel a wind pulling us to the Crimson Moon.
Keep moving. You don't have time to figure out who's chosen and who decides who's chosen. It doesn't matter.
I assume we're having this conversation already on the way, aren't we?
As we're walking,
Wow,
As we are walking in that direction.
Oh, what do you know?
No,
Yeah,
you guys
that's
were
simple.
standing in place having this conversation.
That checks.
So you guys are heading towards the Crimson Sun Temple, and as you guys are walking through the main district and heading a little bit into like the political area, the garrison, you can hear bystanders, just some regular everyday citizens. They're talking about, you overhear the fact that there have been an increase in some monster attacks. There's been attacks in Ravendale. You can hear there's been some attacks in Lackshire, and even Glasmont, there's been some monster attacks and sightings. And you overhear the fact that it was the Stellaris militia and the Paladins of the Advent that helped the people, not the Vrento Guard in these situations. And walking deeper into the city, you guys notice that there is a heavier presence of the citizens who have joined the Stellaris militia. A lot more people are walking around armed with various types of armor and weaponry. And you can see that there is definitely a lot more of a presence of the Paladins of the Advent in the city than when you last came through.
More calendar boys, I see. They are everywhere. Looks like they're on every corner. Paladin.
Does feel like that, doesn't it?
Calendar here, calendars there. I wonder why they're everywhere. It's like they've gotten a monopoly on the city.
What if the Crimson Moon infiltrates the Calendar Boys? What do we do then?
Then I think we might be outnumbered.
Random thoughts, sorry.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't think like that.
Should we start questioning Calendar Boys? Hey, are you part of the Crimson Moon?
I think the direct question,
Definitely.
the direct way is probably the best way. Yes, let's just right out ask them. Are you a Crimson Moon? That is probably, they'll probably say yes or no. They'll probably say yes if they are.
Are you asking one that's just kind of chilling there? Like there's two just having a conversation with each other.
Are there two standing right there?
Actually, like I said, there's a much heavier presence. While it's not like an army of them, but there's just a lot more spread out throughout the city.
Hey, you two! You two! Here.
Yeah.
I have a question. I have a question for you.
And
I
have
know.
an answer.
Are you a part of the Crimson Moon?
They kind of look back to each other and say, "Do you mean the Crimson Sun?"
No. The moon.
They kind of just look back to each other confused and say, "We only know of the Crimson Sun. They have the temple over here, don't they?"
Story. That is just what an operative of the Crimson Moon would say. You are likely one of them.
They just kind of look back and forth to each other. Do you need medical treatment? Are you okay?
I am just fine. Thank you for your help. I'd go back to you guys, turn around, and be like, I think they are members of the Crimson Moon because they deny it.
I knew it.
God. Most people don't know who the Crimson Moon is, dumbasses.
Yeah, dumbasses. And then she leans over to Drag and is like, "What's the Crimson Moon?"
Drag's like, I'm not sure, but I think it has something to do with the children I wanted to kill.
Is Drag actually whispering, or can we hear her?
That depends on Drag.
I think she tries to whisper, but it just comes out as a shout behind her hand.
Behind her hand.
Midas face palms and goes, see. He walks forward, almost like he's trying to get away from them.
There were children you wanted to kill? Someday you're gonna have to tell me this story.
Well, if they get in my way, there's nothing I can do about it.
Ah!
Yeah, you remember the children, Koshka? There's the ones at Feast or Famine.
Oh. Yes. For some reason, I thought about a dream I once had that there was a child in the forest or something like that. But yes, you are right. Yeah, the Feast and Famine children were quite a lot. I get it now, Drake. I understand.
Thank you.
Well, you are... I don't say I support it, but I mean, I get it.
Tomato, tomato.
Oh no.
So as you guys continue on through the political district, you guys pass a large assembly of citizens that are outside of the Vrento garrison. The garrison is where they basically train and house a lot of the Vrento guard. It's kind of like their headquarters in the city. And you can see that the people are shouting towards the gates that are currently it's like an iron portcullis gate that's closed, and the group of protesters are like pushing up against the gate, yelling about the lack of safety that they feel, especially if they don't live close enough to Vrento. You know, there's some people here from Lackshire, from Valakin, a couple from Dunblane here and there. Even up in like Krakenar, there's some people that have ventured down here to express their dismay at what's been going on. You could hear some people yelling that, there's not enough of a presence of the Vrento Guard to ensure the safety of the people. And it just kind of seems that as you're walking by, there seems to be an increasing lack of confidence when it comes to the Vrento Guard protecting the citizens all around Stellaris. It seems as though they've taken to protecting more so around the general Vrento vicinity. And you guys just kind of hear all this stuff as you're walking by.
Well, I guess that's why there's so many calendar boys, as you say. It seems like the Vrento Guard doesn't seem to be helping anybody but Vrento, but I mean, by name, that makes sense to me.
It's slowly been becoming a problem. At least the more we've talked to people, the more we explored, it became more evident that the paladins are doing more work than the Vrento guards, even in Vrento. It's kind of weird when you really think about it, but I mean, if you had guards and they weren't doing their job, then you have random people. Wait, that's kind of what we do.
Yeah, I mean, also what Zar said is kind of like ominous, because like the need is there, so these random people are coming in and joining the paladins, and now there's so many, so it's a force to be reckoned with. I don't even think the Vrento guards could stand up to the paladins anymore, if the case happened.
Y'all do not know how to stay positive.
I have found that being positive does not get me that far in life. You got to be a little bit critical thinking to be safe. Especially because everybody to the right now is yelling about how unsafe they are. That is not particularly concerning.
I mean, yes, you have a point. But also, we can only do so much. Us worrying about it ain't gonna make a difference.
And it's not only the paladins that have increased their presence, but kind of just regular everyday citizens, taking up the mantle to defend their homes as well, which of course the Vrento Guard doesn't want to happen because they don't want citizens being injured, but it seems as though things are stretched a little bit thin around the the Vrento Guards establishment.
I wonder why they don't just offer jobs as Vrento guards to some of the paladins of the Advent. Like, why don't they just hire some if they're going to do the same job?
Do you think the paladins would really want that? They would be more restricted. The paladins aren't from here, remember?
But having like a militia with no general like specific land or like rules or governing, that seems very dangerous.
I guess
Well,
it depends on which side you're on.
Do they get paid more as paladins?
I don't know. I'm not a paladin.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, are we almost at the place that we were heading? That nobody's.
So as you guys continue through the political district, having a very, very heated debate about, politics and such.
How dare you?
You guys eventually reach the Crimson Sun Temple, and you walk through the large pink cherry blossom walkway that leads you towards the temple grounds. And as you enter into the grounds, you can see that there isn't anyone training outside at the moment, something that you guys have always seen the Crimson Sun monks doing all the time. But you can hear some conversation, like a gathering of people a little bit deeper into the temple grounds.
Koshka picks up a like cherry blossom that's like fallen on the ground already, and she like puts it like in her little turban, and then she grabs one and like puts it in like, Pippi's little helmet strap thing.
Yeah, this is definitely a type of flower / tree that you have not seen before.
Definitely not.
Who do the people like? Do we recognize any of the people that are talking right now in the?
It's just like imagine it's like there's like a crowd of people in the distance. You don't see anybody. You just kind of hear the voices coming kind of from like deeper within the temple.
Okay, gotcha.
Who are we here to see?
I think it's Master
Splinter.
That is not his name.
Forgot what his name was.
I want to say it's Norvom. Is it Norvom?
It's one of them.
I thought
Waiting for Zar to say something.
Get the historian at it. Come on.
1 second loading.
Scroll back to the session 4 notes.
if I remember correctly.
Shamar.
Oh my god, I got it!
I just got it.
Shamar.
Norvom, that's the one who Norvom owns the tomb, or had the tomb originally.
Yeah, that was our
Oh.
was in Norvom's
Tomb.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So we are going to see Master Shamar then, you said, sir?
Yes, Grandmaster Shamar.
Do I look okay? And she like tries to fix her outfit and like steadies her like little flower in her hair.
No.
Okay, well, you're the one who told me we were going to your studio first. Now we're meeting a grand master of some sort.
We'll get there eventually. It'll be fine.
You look great. Don't listen to him. Gosh.
Thank you, Czar. And then she still keeps like fidgeting with like her outfit and tries to like cover her midriff because she feels like it's like maybe you shouldn't have that out in a temple of some sort.
Mine is like helps her, but like there's like little quick tiny adjustments that she wouldn't even think about.
Would you like my jacket?
Will that help? I think so. Maybe. Yes, I will take the jacket.
Okay, here you go.
Thank
And
you.
I'll take my jacket off and give it to her.
Okay, and she like wraps up in it and like covers herself up.
Oh, that made it worse.
Kind of clashing now, but it'll be right.
Might as well throw his hands up and gives up.
Modesty,
back
not
to the front.
fashion. Modesty.
You can do both.
Help me! It's obviously a clear struggle. She is struggling.
Yeah, so you guys can hear once again. Like, there's that commotion going on a little bit deeper inside the temple. You climb up the grand stone staircase that they have that leads up into the main hall of the Crimson Sun Temple, and following the voices, you kind of go a little bit deeper through the main hall here, and eventually you come to an area that seems to be like a mess hall of some kind, and there's all the monks are like crowding around this area that they serve food. And in the distance, as you guys kind of are walking down, you can see pointed ears sticking up from behind a counter, and you can see your friend Kore cooking up a storm for all of these Crimson Sun monks who seemingly never had anything quite as good as what they are being fed currently.
Well.
All right, everybody, one at a time. Get in line here, okay? You can't. If you've already had thirds, you need you to get in the back. I'm so sorry. You need to wait your turn. Then is the ducks?
It is Corey.
Yeah, Corey. You just see Corey like do her rabbit hop, like just leap like 10 feet in the air over all of the monks' heads, and then she just like lands and like runs straight for everybody. Just drops everything that she's doing.
That is hygienic.
I think
Very sanitary.
She goes, oh, it's so good to see you, and Zar and Ladrian and Drag. I cannot kiss you; you're way too tall. But hello, and oh, is this your cat friend?
It is a cat, yes.
This is Goshka.
Pushka panics and like bows. Hello, Miss Bunny. It's nice to see you. To meet you. I've been looking forward to meeting you. I got this recipe for you. Here you go. And she like panics and like hands her the recipe immediately.
Thank you very much.
Just don't use people.
There's a story behind this. I promise. It's okay.
Oh, it's good to see that you guys are the same as ever. I'll pretend you didn't say that. But yes, I'm so happy to see you all. Come in. I was just making some carrot nibble curry for everybody. Have you eaten yet?
No, we haven't. We actually just came into town.
Oh,
When
good.
you're cooking,
Did
it
you
feels
get
like
my
I've
paper
never
bird?
eaten.
Yeah, we got it the other day. As soon as we got it, we decided we had to see you.
Oh, perfect. I wish I could have put the location of where I was, but you know the limits of the how many things you can write in it. But come in.
All right.
Wait, before we go anywhere, Corey,
Oh?
why didn't you tell us you had a husband?
I don't.
That's a criminal?
Can we talk about this?
It's a criminal
Not
now.
here?
No, right now. You owe us some explanation.
There, you can see some monks that are like trying to eavesdrop to get in on that hot gossip.
Yeah, Corey, like her expression drops when Zara says that. She goes, "I'm not going to talk about that right here."
We've been working on him being more dominant in conversations.
Yeah, you need to tone that down a little bit.
Look, this is what happens.
You're
You
doing
leave.
great, sweetie.
You leave me with Midas, and I forget how to be nice. So please,
I think you're doing a good job.
please come back.
Yes, Zard, how about we all sit down first? Yes, and I'll get you all some nice food, and then we can talk. And after that, we can talk somewhere a little more private.
Yes.
Can we talk in the quack house later? I haven't seen the inside of that thing since you left.
Huh?
Midas
has been hogging
it.
This is
Just
Lotus
looking at
outside
the
the
walls.
Quack House.
Every
Corey
time.
takes her wooden spoon and just bonks Midas on the head with it. Like,
Oh.
Midas, I gave you that specifically so that everybody could use it in camp, and you're telling me that you used it all for yourself?
Yes.
Corey,
Most
Koshka
of
hasn't
mine.
even seen the inside. That's his fault. She's like tattling on him.
Midas is like, "Dad, snitches get stitches, by the way. And I'm really good at making stitches.
She points
I
at
have
him and says,
proof.
"It's all his fault."
Not that I got proof.
Yeah, Corey's just like chasing at him and just like trying to get him.
In my defense, they deserved it.
We deserved it, he says.
I highly doubt that.
You
We
really
did not.
look at him.
We did not deserve it.
I knew I should have just left it with Drag.
Yes.
We did not do it. See,
You
Dracula
left
turned
us
it.
with Aladrin and he had us eat people.
I did not have you eat people. I did not know it was
We
people.
also jumped off an island.
Technically, that was his people.
We also almost died to a kraken, was it?
My people fed you the people.
Yeah, well, they're
He also lied
talking
to
about
us
eating
and locked us
people.
up with a monster.
Oh, they're talking about eating people and all that. Corey's just like slowly backing back to the area where the curry is. She's like, I'm just going to get this.
As this is happening, Midas is like still like listing off all the things that they've done that's been like stupid. He didn't tell us about this monster we have to fight. We was flying and fighting dragons, and they casted fly on me. It then turned fly off while I was still in the air. They pushed me off a mountain.
I feel like all of that's on par for us.
They all
Honestly.
See, but
Really?
that was
None of that
after.
is
That was
real.
after you locked us out. That's why we did those things to you, Midas. Okay.
after the first
Very
time.
true.
But the second time,
Midas feels
made
another
sense.
like Midas feels another soft bonk on his head
Oh.
from the spoon.
I would do it
and-
again anyways.
And Corey serves him a steaming bowl of carrot curry and says, "For you."
Thank you.
Oh.
He like rolls his eyes.
And she passes everybody else bowls too.
Would it be okay, Miss Corey, if I had another bowl for Pippi?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Your badger is very cute.
Thank you. He's very soft if you ever want to pet him.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to after I finish serving all the people here. And she happily gets like a smaller bowl for the badger.
Thank you, Miss Corey. Thank you so much.
Of course. You know, the way that the Lathrian put it in the paper bird, I thought that you all adopted a stray actual cat.
I
Not
mean,
the
she's
not
very
the
close to the
tabaxi.
stray.
Oh no, I can speak.
yes, I know that. But you're very different from a common house cat. But it
Not
is a
that
pleasure to meet you.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you too, Miss Corey. I've heard so much about you and your different foods.
Really? Oh,
Yes, I
that makes
have.
me so happy to hear. Tell me, how did you all get to meet each other and start journeying with them? I hope they didn't make you lose your mind or anything, or get stupider. That tends to happen the longer you're around them.
Ironically, we were just talking about how I have no education, so I don't think that's possible. So don't you worry. But I don't know if you've seen the updates on the Find the Mighty Ducks app. I swore not to use it anymore, but essentially they kind of broadcast your whereabouts. So I saw you guys at the Feast and Famine, and I was just so in awe. I just thought I would go to see everybody when they were in Baland. And then I became a duck, and
She
that's.
stalked us. She stalked us.
But I did not
she's-
ask to become a
there's-
duck, for the record.
There is a story behind it. She is known to all far and wide as the Eyes.
But
That is
we had a vote
the
and we voted
eyes.
her in.
That's
The
honestly
Eyes.
that's a new nickname. But I'm going
She
with
is
it.
known-
I am.
She is
I'm
known as
going
the
with-
Eyes in all of the underworld of the underbelly of Baland. She is known as the Eyes. She and the Badger are the thieving prince and princess of the guild of thieves.
No,
The
that is
eyes.
true, Miss Corey, but that's a really cool backstory if it was.
Oh yes, I know. I figured he was bullshitting. Don't worry.
No,
I also-
that is why she had to join the Ducks, because we needed her.
I also
Just the
think she's
ducks.
part of the Omen, but that's another story for another time.
Maybe the Crimson Moon, but alas.
She's
look a
the
little-
Eyes.
You look a little familiar to me. I know we haven't met personally, but you remind me of a tabaxi that we met on our way to Omegas.
Did you stop at the first and last outpost?
Yes. As a matter
Yes,
of fact.
that depending. I think around that time I was no longer there. I was actually in Onagas. But my uncle, Sapphire, owns the first and last outpost. That's where Pippi and I grew up.
Oh, oh, that's amazing! I didn't know he had a niece.
Yes, he does not disclose too much about anything pleasant, but yes, I was there for my whole childhood up until probably I think like a little less than a year ago.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. How was it living there? And did you help your uncle in his store?
Yes, I typically ran the front end of the store as you know, he's not the most friendly of cats, but I met a lot of people and I heard a lot of stories and adventures and he was the one that told me that I should go out and see the world. So I went to Onagas.
Oh, how fantastic!
Yes. I don't know how he's doing now, though. I assume his customer service might receive some bad reviews, but I mean, I'm sure he can handle it.
Yes,
Probably do just fine.
he's definitely a character.
I
Putting
think he
it
gets that
politely.
a lot.
Very eccentric, I would say.
He does show love in unconventional ways. You know, he's one of those where it's not blatantly like, oh, I love you, oh, I'm so proud of you. It's more of like, go sweep off the porch, or like, I will feed you dinner. And that's, he took care of me. So I love him, and I know he's not the best business cat, but he's family. So
Yeah. What matters at the end of the day, right?
yeah.
Yeah. We take care of each other. Tell me more about tell me about these dragons you all fought.
I
Because
rode the
I'm
dragon.
I'm so curious and jealous.
Well,
So we'll just pretend that you guys are telling the story. As you guys go into a quite detailed explanation of how you're able to like shoot the dragon's wing and like ride on top of it. It was being held down by one of the paladins. And there was basically three of you guys on top of one dragon. As you are talking and discussing, everything that's been going on since Corey left. The familiar sight of Grandmaster Shamar starts kind of slowly shuffling his way over to you with an empty bowl of the carrot curry, and he sees all of you and says, "Oh, welcome back, mighty ducks! Glad to see you back at the Crimson Sun Temple. Corey's been here for a little while now. Thankfully, she's been cooking up quite the storm for our monks here. Quite the delicacy that they usually don't get to partake in. Usually, it's like gruel or oatmeal. The very disciplined kind of food that is part of the regimen. But since Corey's here, we let her do her thing, and everyone's quite happy. Morale is sky high right now. Thank you very much, Corey." And Master Shamarheda just bows to you, Corey.
Yeah, she bows back. She says, "Well, it is no problem. If anything, the monks have been helping me. I've been trying to cook all sorts of new recipes and experiment, so when I try out for the gourmands, I'll be ready for anything that they could throw at me. And it's been a delight. I do apologize for breaking any usual traditions that the monks might have, but I feel that it's also important to have a delicious meal. It's essential, and it brings people together."
Oh, it's quite true. Now with this revitalized energy, we'll be able to push them twice as hard in our practical drills. So we appreciate your time and your efforts. And oh, look, everyone's back, and look, at you brought a badger, and there's a cat here now. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
I'm so sorry, sir. Who are you?
Forgive me. I am Grandmaster Shamar, leader of the Order of the Crimson Sun. Welcome to our temple.
And she gasps and then immediately throws herself to the ground in the lowest bow she can, and she'd be like, "Grandmaster Shamar, it's such a pleasure to meet you. I put on the jacket for this."
And you look quite spiffy, my dear. You look quite spiffy indeed. Oh, please, stand up.
This is Pippi, and she points to Pippi, who's probably still licking the bowl clean.
And Grandmaster Shamar just kind of goes over and starts petting Pippi, and Pippi might usually be a little bit defensive when someone comes up to him, but for some reason Grandmaster Shamar just has a very calming aura about him, and Pippi just pays him no mind whatsoever. In fact, after he's done licking the bowl clean, you can see him just basically lying on Master Shamar's feet, just very comfortable. Says, this fur warms my toes. It's quite nice.
He is very fluffy, this.
Now, I'm a little hesitant to say this, but the four of you there, and we have a couple new people here. Do they know for what reason you're out adventuring in Stellaris?
Cannot say I do.
They may have heard it in passing, but I don't believe that we have gone into detail.
And you can see me, I'm quite old, but does your friend Drag know the reason as well?
Adventure. She just starts guessing.
Yes, adventure. That's part of it for sure. But let me ask you four. Do you trust these two?
With my life.
One of them.
I just want to be clear. I'm pretty sure I've deduced what they're doing, and I think that it is a courier service. They go pick up these things that you need, and then we drop them off in Vrento. Is that about right? It's like a courier, they do these mail things for you.
Well, yeah, about half right, at the very least.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we didn't really know what exactly we could say, so we just kind of kept it a secret.
Well, I appreciate your ability to keep a secret, my friends. But if you feel like things would go smoother if they were brought into the fold, you just let me know and I'll enlighten them as to what's going on.
And you can enlighten them now. Seems as perfect time as ever.
Very well. I suppose we shall have a little bit of a discussion then. But let me ask, do you guys have the other item? Were you able to deal with the affliction, Midas?
Midas would like show his wrist. We got it off.
You did.
Wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That was part of the whole falling off the island story. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it is quite the story to tell, being able to deal with that level of magical item. But let us all head over to the vault, and we can, store the item away, and I can enlighten these two as to what's going on.
Did you hear that, Pippi? We're going to a vault.
And as you guys kind of gather up and get ready to go, let's just take a 10-minute break.
Alright.
Right.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
We'll get back at 9 EST, whatever time that is for you guys.
That's 9 for everybody but 2.
So 10 for me. Welcome back, Corey. Hey.
I'm finally back. I thought I'd never be back.
You can never leave again.
Yeah,
All right, so Shamar leading you guys to the vault. The Crimson Sun's vault is about 2 flights of stairs downwards. So there's a little bit of needing to go underground for this vault. And as you're all traveling there with Grandmaster Shamar, he lets Koshka and Drag in on the reasons why you 3 and then eventually 4 with Kore were chosen and asked to basically gather these sacred artifacts of the Overlord BARANOS and bring them back to the Crimson Sun Temple in order to protect Stellaris from any sort of impending danger. You guys have had encounters with the Crimson Moonkin a couple of times so far, defeating them in battle, but as you all kind of discuss what had transpired on your journeys, the revival of Kalinar and seeing him in the caves, there's quite a bit of shock in Shamar's tone when you're speaking to him, and eventually you guys are all kind of caught up, and then after he kind of concludes what he has to say, Shamar looks to Koshka and Drag, and he says, "Well, now that you've heard the story, there's one thing you must answer me, and there's only one correct answer. Now, keep in mind, if you answer this wrong, I will have to unfortunately remove you from the premises, and we don't want that happening, so the question is this. Will you help us to defeat the Crimson Moon?"
Yes. Yes, but personally, I feel like you hyped that question up that it would be difficult. Of course, we'll help you.
I just wanted to make sure, and of course, I love to build suspense. Let's go. As we travel down to the vault. So the vault is directly underneath the main hall of the Crimson Sun Temple. There are a handful of monks along the way standing guard, and a lot of them are kind of bowing towards Kore, as she's been here for a while and providing some great meals for them. And Shamar will say, well, we didn't have to really use this vault all too often, but since you guys have brought those relics along, we needed to, crack open the vaults for the first time in a long time. And of course, we need to station some guards here, so, we have a good security around this place. And as you guys get to the bottom of these stairs, kind of walk down a corridor or two, you guys eventually arrive at this large vault, and the large vault door is about 15 feet high and 10 feet wide, and is made of some kind of material that even you, Midas, don't quite recognize. It's a type of metal that you haven't really seen before.
What is this? It is not like anything I've ever seen before. Is it cold to the touch? Is it warm?
Well, come on over and touch it.
I'm going to go touch it.
Yeah, you place your hands upon it, and it does feel a little bit warm to the touch.
It feels like something has been here recently, touching this. Yet, I don't think anything has been here touching this.
No, it's pretty warm wherever you do touch it. Sometimes I just come down here and just warm my hands by touching it.
It is like an eternal warmth, but without a fire.
Where's the metal from?
Well, the metal is something that was forged here in the Crimson Sun Temple many years ago. It's actually infused with little bits of corsine just spread throughout the metal. If you want to see, if you really want to see something interesting, Zara, how about you're pretty handy with magic? Why not cast a firebolt against the door?
Are you sure?
Yes, of course.
Well, I have a ray of frost, not a firebolt, but I'll shoot that, and I'll cast a ray of frost.
Yeah, so you cast ray of frost against the door, and you see the magic just kind of get absorbed by the door, with no signs of any damage to it whatsoever.
That's kind of like your captain's boat, Aladrin.
A little bit.
What's
Drag, the strong one of the group. Why not try striking the door with that weapon you have there?
Okay. And so she takes it out and she puts all of her strength behind it and goes at the door.
When your trident strikes against the door, you just feel like the immediate reverberation just kind of course through your hands, as there's not even like a speck of a scratch or a scuff or anything against the metal.
I don't want to do that again. That hurt.
Yes, quite the good idea. You do not want to be doing that again. Yes, this door has been forged to resist any sort of magic or physical threat against it. Quite impregnable, this vault door is.
That's good, then. So we have nothing to worry about.
How did it get that way?
Well, as we said, the Crimson Sun forged this door many years ago. I was not here for its creation. It was here when I believe the first Grandmaster learned to forge this door.
Wow. Older than dirt, you could say.
It's held up for all this. Yeah, it's held up for all this time. That's very impressive.
It is a pretty impressive looking door.
Yes, although we haven't had much use for it in many years, but we've come to have need of it now, and it seems like the very first Grandmaster had planned for, well, the contents that would be locked inside. Well,
When was the last time it was opened?
Well, the last time it was open was when we put the armor of HELLFLAME inside.
Oh, so just a little bit ago.
Yes. And if you guys look at the door, you can see that on the right and the left side of this 10-foot wide door, there are two rather large chunks of Corsine kind of embedded into the wall. And Grandmaster Shamar steps forward, and he begins to weave his hands, and his body begins to rock back and forth like a blade of grass in the wind, as energy begins to pool in his chest, and it expands, covering his body in a yellow spectral figure. And the spectral visage then grows to the size of the large trolls that you guys recall seeing in the Dunmist Woods on your way to Balland. This spectral golem is almost large enough to reach its hands to the two stones of Corsine on the right and left side of the door. There's a pulsing of orange energy that emanates from Shamar and travels into the arms of the spectral visage. It activates the Corsine and unlocks the vault door. You see kind of the door split and separate in the middle as the vault doors slide away into the walls on the sides, and then the spectral figure just shrinks back down and returns into Shamar's body. And he kind of looks back to you guys, waiting for you to, like, with a, was that cool look in his eyes?
Are you
That
the only
was
one who
awesome.
can do that?
Pick
Sorry,
my
class.
jaw up off of the ground.
Only the highest ranking members of the Crimson Sun are able to perform a feat such as that.
Amazing.
How many years did it take you to be able to learn?
Oh, many decades of training, of course. Not something that could be learned overnight.
Yikes.
But that's good. That means nobody else can get in here. Just confident.
Exactly. The Corsine is attuned to the key of the Crimson Sun members. And once again, only to the highest ranking of our order are able to reach, open up the vault door.
Ah.
Well, let's head on inside and we can, put that trinket away, Midas.
Yes, the faster we get this away from me, the better.
So as you guys walk inside the vault, it is completely silent, except for the sounds of your footsteps. There's light that emanates from a chunk of Corsine in the ceiling above, and you all notice that there are 5 mounting spaces for various objects along the wall. And there are also 5 pieces of Corsine sitting on pedestals in front of each of these mounting spaces. The pieces of Corsine are similar to the ones that were used to lock the vault door, but a little bit smaller in size. You can see the locking gauntlets and the armor of HELLFLAME are already mounted on the walls here, with pedestals kind of placed in front of them. And Shamar looks over to you all and says, "Who has the relic?"
I do.
He does.
Ah, perfect. Shamar will kind of walk over to one of the pedestals in front of an empty mounting space on the wall, and he looks over to you all and says, "There is an invisible barrier that can only be dispelled in the same manner that the door was." And you see a spectral arm emerge from behind Shamar, and the spectral hand lies on and is placed on top of the Corsine that's on the pedestal. The energy once again pulses through his body into the spectral hand, and the Corsine shines bright. And he looks over to you, Midas, as he holds on to the Corsine and says, "Well, Midas, be a good lad and place that coil on the mounting bracket over there."
Okay. And Midas would do such a thing.
Yeah, so it fits quite well onto the mounting bracket there. And as you kind of hang it up, Midas, you feel a little bit of like a little hesitation, just ever so slightly in the back of your head, as you walk away after you've placed it there. And as you walk past Grandmaster Shamar, he releases the spectral hand on top of the corsine. It goes back to its regular, just kind of bland, opaque color. And that's about what happens, because it's an invisible barrier, so you can't see if it's gone up or down. And then Shamar kind of breathed a little bit of a sigh of relief. Says, well, seems like we're almost done with collecting these relics. And I believe the last time we spoke, we believe that the Crimson Moon have one of these items, correct?
Yes, that would be correct.
So there's only one more left out there to get.
Thankfully, you know where it is, right, Zora?
Do we know which one they have?
The other one?
Well, you tell me. Well, I'm sure the Tome of Master Norvom will reveal what you've seen thus far.
I'll open the Tome of Master Norvom to see if it shows. I don't think it shows what they have, right? I'll open it now, see.
Yeah, so, there's only, like, the 5 very thick pages in the book. They're probably, like, half an inch or maybe, like, a quarter inch thick for each page. And as you open up the front of the book, on the first page is an image of the armor of HELLFLAME, as well as, like, the little description behind it. You flip to the second page, and there's the image of the locking gauntlets, as well as another description underneath it. Flip over to the third page, and it's the image of the serpent's coil, as well as a description about it below. You flip to the fourth page, and you see the image of a crown, but there's no description underneath it. And you flip to the final 5th page, and it is blank.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Dragon Rider had the crown. So what's left in the artifacts? We have the armor, we don't have the crown, we have the bracelet, and the gauntlets. What's the last one?
I believe the last one that Norvom discussed was, I believe it's a necklace of some kind.
Do you know what the necklace did? Do you know what it looked like?
I'm afraid I don't have any details, I'm sorry.
Did Norvom have an office in the Crimson Sun in this place? Could we maybe search that?
Everything that Master Norvom left us was buried with him in his tomb, and well, the tome that you have was his most precious artifact. He kept a lot of his secrets hidden so that no one would be able to uncover any secrets about these powerful relics.
But your compass can point us in the right direction, right, Tsar?
Oh yeah.
Especially now that there wouldn't be any more cursed interference, we could potentially find where it is.
I think I have a hunch. I think it's towards towards Lakeshire, but we'll see. Compass.
And you say compass while you're holding on to the tome of Master Norvom, and it does indeed pull you towards the west, which is the direction of Lakeshire.
Yeah, it's pulling towards Lakeshire and the Nookland Forest.
It is time for us to find the chocolate.
Chocolate.
I think that's the real quest, is to find the chocolate, not the artifact.
The artifact is second. Chocolate is first.
There is a bit of a problem with going through the Noklin forest. There is a sickness that makes people, those who are not attuned to the forest or weren't born and grew up there, it makes them sick. It makes them unable to do anything. It's like you're just always tired, and then you're always sleeping, and then, well, if not treated, you could die from it. That is what my daughter had.
What is the treatment? Is it an easy treatment to have? Is it expensive?
DM.
What you noticed when you were treating Des Corey was it simply took a couple of days of her being out of the forest for her to kind of regain her energy.
Okay, got it. Well, so far the only treatment I know of is just leaving the forest entirely. I have somewhat of a resistance to it because I grew up there, but my daughter didn't. But I don't know of any kind of medicine or any other magical remedy for it other than not being there at all.
You see. Well, difficult indeed. I wonder what we shall do. Shall we brave it? Shall we go? Is there anything that we can... Is there maybe perhaps a potion of some sort that we can take that says, for the next 6 hours, you are not affected by this. Perhaps there is I don't know, something else. How do we get to the forest? Because, the most important thing, finding the chocolate, which is, of course, in the forest.
Grandmaster Shamar kind of chimes up and says, well, it would have been fortunate if your friend Holgrim was able to stick around, for I've heard that some of those paladins, of the paladins of Sylvanas, were able to brave the forest's sickness, as you say, Corey.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've heard that they have a small little shrine inside the Nokulin forest, not too far away from Valakin. Now, maybe you've heard of the paladin Gurim. Half orc, pretty tall.
Yes, that sounds familiar. Yes, so perhaps if we go there, we could seek some protection then against this the sickness.
Well, unless you all are brave enough to attempt to face this sickness without protection, I'm sure you could get in and get out pretty quickly.
Well, how long does it take for the sickness to take effect? Like, is it like instantly we walk into the forest and feel like poop? Or like, do we have like 20 minutes or a day? Do we know?
It all just depends, really. I don't believe you would get sick as soon as you walk in or anything, but I do know for sure the more time that you spend in it, like it could take an effect as quickly as a few hours or sooner. I have no way of knowing.
Okay, well,
like I said, I'm resistant to it personally, so I don't get that effect nearly to the extent that others who weren't born there do.
Well, then I think we should go talk to the people that could maybe help us not get sick. Because it does not sound fun to be so sick and tired and like death. And if we have to fight people and we're sick, that's probably not going to be good either.
Got a point. Pretty good.
So-
I couldn't agree more.
So where must we head then? To Valakin?
Well, I'm not entirely sure where Paladin's Grim Shrine is, but I'm sure someone in Valakin would be able to, point you in the right direction.
Okay, well, hopefully it's close to there because it's pretty out of the way, but is that the next place to go, my friends? That's what we're doing? We're heading directly to Valakin to then head to the Nokolan Forest?
I mean, anytime we are going to the Nokolan Forest is an okay time for me. As long as we are looking for the chocolate, then I am alright.
Yes, but that is the priority, getting the relic, but what of Caspian?
Oh, yes!
Oh, yeah. Well, we know where he's going to be, but I don't know, when his trial, etc. might
Not like he
occur.
can get out anytime soon.
Yeah, but I don't want him to be sentenced to dire circumstances, if you catch my drift. Do not worry, Corey.
I mean, in our defense, he could have done literally anything else.
Tell me what. Well, no, before you do, I should probably explain a bit more about that. Because I had only told Eladrian before.
Did not believe me.
Caspian and I, we met. Oh, gosh, it's been what 7 years ago. He came to Valakin while I was singing one night, and then we just ended up talking. He would come every single day to see me without fail. And short version is we fell in love, but then all of a sudden one day he left and never returned. And I searched everywhere for him, as far as that I could go, but nobody had seen any trace of him. And shortly after that, I learned that I was pregnant. So after a time, I couldn't go really anywhere far from Valakin, and I had waited, and he disappeared about 5 years ago. I hadn't seen him since. Everybody, for all I knew, everybody thought he may have just died, but I always wanted to hold on to some hope that he was still here. We weren't married or anything, but he had made a promise to me once that he would make sure that we had a better life for ourselves and for me. I'm sorry I hadn't told you that before. I guess it never really came up. It's just something so personal, and we have our adventures to stay focused on. I didn't want to burden anybody with that.
Well, you don't need to apologize to me, because I just met you today. Also, I don't want to get your hopes up too much, because this gentleman that is waiting, I wouldn't even call him a gentleman, but maybe I could be wrong. The one that is in Balland. He seemed to know certain things about you, but we cannot confirm for sure that it really is the guy and not an imposter trying to get to you, hence why we left him in the jail. So I don't want to get your hopes up too high, but know that before I even met you, I was already protecting you from the weirdos, okay?
You're too kind. I really appreciate it. And if he was causing trouble, I would have left his ass in the jail too. So it's really no worries. I don't take any issue with you all doing that. You're being
good.
smart.
I appreciate that you appreciate our thought process because it did take a lot of conversation to get to that point. So
Well, what did he tell you all about me? Did what he said match up with what I've told you so far?
I believe so, but also there was something about aliens and bunny arms. I might be getting that part wrong, but I mean it does seem to match up, but also maybe somebody knew these facts from him and they're trying to pretend. But again, he is also a wonderful Herringon.
Yes,
right?
that is yes, Herringon.
Okay. So I mean that's to me that's one step closer. And Caspian was a Herringon, no?
Yes, he is. This is confusing.
Might be.
Yes, he is. Well, the Caspian I know for sure is a Herringon.
Okay.
Gray one.
Okay,
gray
this
and
one's
white.
gray. This one's gray and white.
And he
So
has
I mean
these beautiful blue eyes.
I don't remember what color his eyes were. I was mostly yelling at him. I won't be lying to you. So anyone
what
else?
What did he do?
Well, he caused a lot of disturbances in order to get our attention.
Stop getting on the bus.
Okay, he was a menace to society. To the point where multiple people and all law enforcement were very much trying to catch him because they thought that he was going to really hurt somebody with these things that he was doing. So
he broke into multiple stores as well as stole. Well, he actually didn't steal nothing, but he would like explode the opening of stores. All of this, like she said, just to get our attention.
He did a lot of exploding, Corey. A lot.
He did all of this just
for our attention. Yeah.
Just for us to notice him.
I fucked him up, so like he got it, but
for the record, all I had to do was walk up and say hello. I am a big fan, but I mean that's just me. I don't know.
He was doing all that just to get your attention. Did he think I was with you?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
You. Like she said also, I did not trust him. We don't have a good track record for people looking for us or trusting us. And he'll look at Coast Guys as he says this. But yeah, I was fool me once, shame on me. So even though he was looking for us, we didn't give him that much information. So.
True, we were trying to protect you because he wanted to know where you live. I think, did he not? He was like,
he wanted to know where you were. We didn't tell him that you went back to see your daughter.
Yeah. So that might be a conversation.
I think actually somebody let that slip.
Oh, someone might have let that slip. I don't recall 100%.
Probably
Ladrian.
Just see, as you can see, it all makes sense why I did not let them stay in the crack house.
No, you were still in the wrong for that. 2 wrongs don't make a right, Midas.
Okay,
but
I'll bring it up later.
2 wrongs. But 2 wrongs may not make a right, but 3 lefts do.
If there is anything that my Caspian would know, one is that he talked a lot about alien bunnies, that he believed that they were out there, reeling out there on the moon with a bunch of extra limbs and eyes and whatnot. That does sound like him.
He did say that. He did say something obscure and crazy like that.
6 arms and 4 legs and 8 eyes or something like that.
Yes! Oh,
yes.
Exactly that.
Something like that.
But the other thing that he would know, that I'm sure you wouldn't even have known to ask or anything, but my Kore is actually a nickname. it's not my true name, but only Quinn, my daughter, obviously, and Caspian know what it is.
Oh,
But since you're all like family to me, I include you as well, Koshka, because I mean, if you're traveling with the ducks, I assume you're trustworthy as well. So
I appreciate
you're
your
part of my family.
graciousness.
Yes, you're all family to me. So I think it's good and important that you know more about me. My true name is Persephia.
well, I'm glad we call you Corey too.
I know it's
Could you
a
repeat
big
that just
mouthful.
one more time?
Persepaho.
Persephia.
Persevere.
Persephia.
Persephia.
That is a beautiful name.
Where does Corey come from then?
That I'm not so sure. It's just it may be a part of the language of the Herringon, or I know that we have some sort of ties to Fae and whatnot. And with that comes certain traditions from that the Fae have of having at least two different names. The one that your parents give you, and then one that you tell to others, or that other people refer to you. So because there is a superstition about if people know your true name or fairies know your true name, they can use that against you. They can possess you in that way. So,
So you're saying you trust us enough to give us your true name?
Yes.
She does now.
God, I missed you.
You really trust Koska that fast?
Okay, you know what, Midas? I'm just hanging out here. Don't know I'm being picked on, but okay. I think that your true name is beautiful, and it will remain a secret to me always. I promise.
It is a very pretty name, but you also just meet you. It hasn't even been an hour since you met her, and you just talked about how, you're scared of Faye finding out your name. You don't know she's not a Faye.
I am not a Faye.
Shut up.
I don't even know what the Fae is. And I'm
right,
really
fine.
clear.
All right, I'm just saying. Okay, Drag didn't even know anything about the Crimson Sun, and she's been traveling with us for so long.
Drag doesn't know
So-
anything.
But we didn't tell her that very important information. I'm just saying
Very good
I
point.
want to make sure that you all we don't have these secrets, like secret family members or whatnot.
I didn't know about Zephyr. You cannot tell me that this is a secret.
And honestly,
I just want to say thank you for telling me about the Fae thing, knowing your real name. I don't really know what the Fae is, but I will go by a different name if that is safer.
Another drag.
Just throwing it out there. Go ahead.
Yes. But yes, I don't want any. I don't want to keep secrets or anything like that.
I will go by Egbert.
Do we all get nicknames?
No,
What?
Midas is asshole, so that's one.
that is not my nickname.
That is pretty close.
Can I be Raz?
Isn't that
Raz?
just your name backwards?
Aren't you the whole?
Isn't that your name backwards?
That's the point, right? Sounds
I
like something
mean-
Fae people would do.
I
I
guess.
don't want to be guard.
In that case, I am Niardali.
I don't know how to say my name backwards. Oh gosh, I don't know, guys.
Okasha.
I have to see it written, and I will tell you.
But no, you guys don't need to worry about anything like that unless we were surrounded by
shocked.
a bunch of fairies or something. But no. But yes, Corey, I guess I don't know where my parents came up with that, but it's something that just kind of stuck. So
To be clear, we are to call you Corey. You don't want to be called Persephia. That's right.
yes,
You want
you
to
did say that right.
Okay,
but-
good. You prefer to be called Corey because you like the secret name. That's the rule, right? We call you Corey.
Well, yes, it's just what I'm accustomed to. But
Okay, perfect.
but if we were ever just amongst ourselves, hanging out, if you used it, I can't say I would mind. Queen uses it.
Okay.
Daughter does sometimes, so yeah, I wouldn't mind. But anyway, Caspian would know that. no, any other imposter or some such that isn't something they could possibly know.
Okay. Okay, so what is our plan here then? Vatican is very close. So we could go there, get the information for the Nokolid Forest, zip back down to Baland, check out if Caspian is like, who he says he is, your true love, etc. Right? And then we go boop 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 back to Lakshire.
Oh,
I mean the Nokolid Forest. So kind of back and forth, but
We're not leaving Vrento today though, right?
Oh, you said we could go to your studio and make me more fashionable.
Yes, we do have that to do. I'm just
Yes.
ensuring that we aren't just
Well,
leaving.
No,
immediately.
I certainly wouldn't want you all to just drop everything just to, go off as you will certainly need to be prepared if you're going to the Northland Forest. So, any other preparations or things that you need to take care of here, absolutely do that. I believe that getting the relics should be the most important thing, but I can't lie and say that I'm not. I haven't been worried or, I mean, about Caspian.
Shamar will kind of chime in and just kind of cough. Oh, well, we have these 3 years safeguarded and, under tight security. If you have other things to do in the city, well, by all means, as you mentioned, yes, the relics are of great importance, and we should get them as soon as we can, but I'm sure those demons at the Crimson Moon are, maybe struggling just as much as, maybe as little as we are, but we have more of the relics under our possession. I think we have a little bit of a one-up on them at the moment. So if you have other things to do, now might be the time to do it before, hopefully nothing else escalates within the city. I'm sure you've seen, the discourse of the people.
Yes, it's been a lot more tense these days than when we were last here.
A lot more tense?
We can tell. We saw a crowd of people walking in.
Yeah, I thought I saw people putting up tents all over the place. There were quite a lot of tents.
A library, yes.
Well, I'm sure there's been a lot of people that have been displaced from these attacks on their homes. I'm sure some people tried to stick it out, but others may have lost property, and well, what better place to go than Vrento when you're trying to be safe?
What better place, especially in a tent?
Tent surrounded by giant walls.
A tent, yes, it is a safe tent.
So yes, if any of my associates hear any kind of movement from the Crimson Moon, I will be certain to let you all know post haste.
Post haste.
I appreciate that very much, Shamar.
Thank you, Grandmaster.
This is now please let's leave the vault here so I can close its doors.
Corey heads out.
Shamar goes through that same kind of intricate energy building that he did before. The large spectral figure comes out, once again, hand on each Corsine stone, imbues his energy into it, and the doors to the vault seal completely shut. And he says, well, I have the utmost trust in all of you. I believe whatever you deem fit to accomplish first is well within your rights. So, once again, if we hear anything about the Crimson Moon's movements, we'll let you know. But if you have things to take care of in the city or elsewhere, well, like I said, now is probably the time to do just that.
All right, then. We'll take that advice. Thank you.
And
also, thank you Thank you so much for letting me stay here.
Oh, of course, Cora. We're happy to have you here. The same with the rest of you. If you ever need a place to stay, you come to the Crimson Sun Temple. And Grandmaster Shamar begins making his way up the stairs and back to the main hall.
Nice.
All right. I guess we know what to do next.
And what's that?
Yeah, what is that actually?
What is it that we're doing next?
In Vrento? You mean next in general, or did you mean in Vrento, or?
Well, yes, both. In general, I mean, we know our next steps, but I mean, me and Zara, at least, we haven't been home in a bit, so I don't know about y'all, but I have things to do. One being stop by my studio.
Of course.
Also, I'd like to go, see my mom and dad. That'd be really nice. And then I know we talked about going to like the Nookland Forest and stuff next, but my sister is also she's in the Draymore Lock, or maybe. So that's something I'd also like to go look at.
Oh yes.
Really?
Yeah, my teacher said that there might be like a hidden like dimension or like plane shift kind of thing, maybe at the bottom of the Draymore Lock. So that might be fun, and also I miss her.
Oh, I'd be more than happy to help with finding your sister.
But we can do whatever you guys want to do first. But yeah, we'll add it to the list.
Well, we have no shortage of options. But taking care of what's immediately here in this city sounds good. I have no family here myself, so I guess I will just keep doing what I've been doing, which is just preparing more recipes. Oh, and reading this new one that you gave me. She looks over at Koshka and smiles.
We have all of the ingredients.
You do?
We do.
Truly. We do. We collected them because we thought maybe they might not be available on Stellaris because, they were in the sky. So,
Let me see them. Let me see them
all
right now.
out
Let me
and
see them.
them.
Yeah. She's like, she's like super excited now. She's like, wait, now then I can do that challenge. And then bring it back to the chef in Baland, and then be one step closer to becoming a gourmand. Oh, let me see.
Look, yes. We have the moonbeam mushrooms. We have the starlight squash. We have this. The sunburst citrus. What else is here? The shadow root. Ooh, yes, that's a good one. Yes.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and these ingredients are very exotic looking, Corey. Like, you've never seen anything like these in like any books or in any sort of stalls or anything like that. Very completely foreign to you.
And out of your way to get this for me?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Oh, thank you so much.
There is one slight deviation. So this was called either Forget Me Not Soup or Remember Me Soup or Memory Something Soup. And was used in a funeral ritual. In which case we ate the dead person by accident. So we recommend any kind of meat but that. So whatever you think would go good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I certainly wouldn't want to put other people in this soup.
Yeah.
Figured you might feel that way. So
yeah.
No people soup.
Not
this time.
Then that is something that I'll have to test out. I'll try different meats and maybe this might sound weird, but well, when you did eat the soup, How did it taste?
Like heaven.
Heavenly.
Like heaven in a bowl.
Then I'll have to try different meats to see, because every different meats will certainly alter the texture, the taste, and flavors and whatnot. So I'll have to try different things to see what comes close to that. If you're okay with experimenting.
From what I hear, Corey, if anyone can make that work, it's you.
All right then. These are limited resources, so I'll try and think of something good, and before I put it all together. But that would be something that I would need to bring back to Baland and cook. So, oh goodness, we really do have a lot to do.
We should make a list.
We should. We really should. But yes, first taking care of going. Czar, going to see your family. Midas going back to the loom, the golden loom. Yeah, I guess we'll just do that.
So with a big old list of to-do list. Oh, there's the words. Big old to-do list of things that you guys want to accomplish, and still quite early in the day. That's where we'll end today's session.
Wooch, wooch.
Corey's
back in the group.
I'm back, baby.
Somebody with a cooler head. Super.
I love it. You say cooler head, even though our whole thing is fire.
Fire.
I know, right? That's why it's funny.